also possibly looked at the 100 hurdles, 100 group, which would be like an exciting change.
As it turns out, it was Sydney giving the warning about dabbling in other events other than her own.
But I think it's cool to show the range, get a different variety going, and I love being able to push myself outside the box of 4 hurdles and just challenge.
While running the 100 meter is a definite change to what could be referred to as Sydney's normal, she welcomes the change.
Yeah, it's definitely a change. I think you just got to be smart. It's a long season, and obviously I know there's a lot of money on the line and I want to compete well, but at the same time,
just in case you misinterpreted Sydney and thought it's all about the money for her,
I want to be smart. And so for me, it's opening up, getting the races under my belt, walking away healthy.
Calm down. To say that every time Sydney races, she is under intense scrutiny is an understatement. After all, critics have been questioning the regularity with which she competes. However, at this point in her career, the American hurdler has nothing to prove about herself anymore. The world knows who she is and what she is capable of. This year is no different from any other year. She has raced a few times by this time, and surprise, surprise, she dominated the field. As you may recall, Sydney ran her first race of 2025 when the Grand Slam track debuted in Kingston last month. There, the women's 400-meter hurdles world record holder eased to victory in her signature event, clocking a world-leading time of 52.76 seconds. McLaughlin ran with a confident ease, keeping a close eye on her nearest rivals while focusing on her own race.
On now, just watch the clock here. See what she's going to give us here in Kingston. 52.
She strode away from the rest of the pack over the final straightway, crossing the finish line well ahead of any challengers. Team USA's Dalilah Muhammad, a longtime rival of the 4-time Olympic champion, finished in a time of 54.59 seconds. Afterward, she told the press, "Just shaking the cobwebs off. Obviously that first one always hurts, but I'm happy to be here. Great experience." The world record holder further praised the crowd on hand at Jamaica's National Stadium for powering her to victory. "It gives you energy, you feed off of it, and it helps you run fast," she said. In the end, Sydney McLaughlin scooped the $100,000 top prize after cruising to victory in the 400-meter run to conclude the inaugural Grand Slam track meeting in Kingston. The 2-time Olympic 400-meter hurdles champion coasted home in 50.32 seconds at the National Stadium to bag her second win of the 3-day competition after an easy win in the hurdles. The circuit's next stop was in Miami, where, as expected, Sydney once again owned the track. In case you were wondering why she raced so quote-unquote soon after her Kingston race, well, McLaughlin is one of 48 racers chosen for all 4 Grand Slam track events in 2025. This means that she will also be racing in Philadelphia later this month and Los Angeles in late June. Anyhow, back to Miami. There, the 2-time reigning Olympic champion Sydney McLaughlin won the 400-meter hurdles with the fastest time in the world this year. The 25-year-old American won in 52.07 seconds, with Jamaica's Andronette Knight second in 54.08 seconds in a wind of 1.3 meters per second.
Last one taken beautifully. Now she can stride for the line. Let's just watch the clock here. It's 52.07. Clear win once again.
After the race, she shared in an interview how she felt about her performance. "There's some stuff to clean up, but I'm happy with where my fitness is." McLaughlin said, "For my second race of the year, I'm happy."
Happy with where we're at. You know, I think it was a good progression from the first slam until now, so it shows you what you have to work on, it shows you where you're at, and it's just a great crowd, excited for...
Unsurprisingly, Sydney once again achieved a perfect score of 24 points in the long hurdles category at the Grand Slam meeting in Miramar on the outskirts of Miami. This time, she went quicker in both disciplines. She clocked a world-leading 52.07 in the 400-meter hurdles on the first day, and followed it with a dominant run of 49.69 in the 400-meter the next day, winning both races by 2 seconds.
I think it's right where we need to be training-wise, and like I said.
They're also the fastest times she has ever recorded at this point of the season. So what's next for her? In her words, the 400-meter hurdles world record holder and twice Olympic champion has kept a stranglehold on her signature event for several years and swept the long hurdles groups at the first 2 Grand Slam meets in Kingston and Miami. As mentioned earlier, McLaughlin outlined this season's plan in Kingston and has not strayed from it yet. She is currently sitting atop the overall season standings with 48 points and is the most dominant athlete thus far, which would award her an extra $100,000 at the end of the season. Knowing that McLaughlin is one of the biggest stars in the sport and not likely motivated by money, it is remarkable that she decided to drop down into events where she may not be the favorite. On that note, she's going to step into Olympic champion and freshly minted American record holder Masai Russell's territory in the 100-meter hurdles. They have only raced each other once before. When McLaughlin broke her own 400-meter hurdles world record in 51.41 at the 2022 U.S. Outdoor Track and Field Championships, Russell was 6th in that final. McLaughlin 100-meter hurdles personal best is 12.65 from 2021. She'll be looking for some familiar luck since she raced the event at Franklin Field in 2023 and won the 100-meter hurdles at the Penn Relays in 12.75.
And challenge myself in the 1, which would just help me with my sprint mechanics, help me with my hurdle technique, and yeah, just put myself in a different...
This will also be McLaughlin 100-meter debut as a professional. The lone 100-meter on her athletics profile is a windy 11.07 from an early season meet in 2018 when she was a freshman at Kentucky. So yes, McLaughlin will race in her first pro 100-meter on the last day of May. The 25-year-old U.S. star has decided to run in the short hurdles category at the next stop of Michael Johnson's Grand Slam Track Series, which takes place at Franklin Field in Philadelphia from May 30th to June 1. With each category formed of 2 similar events, it means not only will McLaughlin trade her usual full lap hurdles for the 100-meter hurdles sprint, she will also be racing on the flat at 100 meters. The women's 100-meter hurdles race in Philadelphia is currently scheduled for May 30th, with the 100-meter flat a day later. It is worth noting that both Gabby Thomas and McLaughlin have mentioned targeting the long sprints in Los Angeles, which would instantly make for 2 of the best races of the year. Just in case you needed reminding, the Michael Johnson fronted circuit offers a twist on traditional track meets, as athletes face off in 12 groups: men's and women's short sprints, long sprints, short hurdles, long hurdles, short distance, and long distance, and compete in 2 races per meet. The points totals from those runs determine the champion of each group. When asked about what Sydney thought the impact of the Grand Slam track is, she said,
There's a lot of questions around it, but I think each one is just getting better and better, and the times are getting faster and faster, and I think it's just a great opportunity for the sport, for track and field.
She acknowledged that other people remain doubtful about the event's ability to change the sport, but Sydney firmly believes in all the possibilities. Overall, it's almost halfway through the year, and Sydney McLaughlin knows there are things to clean up but remains in great shape. Her upcoming races are definitely worth watching out for, so keep an eye out. Do you think this athlete will dominate the track as well this season? Watch this and find out.